my Monday night live. So excited to be here with you. And I'm going to share some fabulous, just get adjusted in my seat, fabulous watercolour, just ways that I like to do a little bit of watercolouring. It is a fabulous and one of my favourite techniques to do, a bit of watercolouring. And also stamping with two colours on your stamp for one. So there is one way of doing it with a dauber, and I'm going to show you another way of doing it with your stamp pad. So let's turn over and I will introduce you to the stamp set. But firstly, I better say who I am. Karen Hadley here, Independent Stampin' Up Demonstrator in Auckland, New Zealand. And love what I do and love sharing it with you. So let's go over to the desktop. And this is the stamp set that I want to share with you today. It's called the Happiest Day. And it really is super cute. I got this because I thought I make cards for my granddaughter and grandson. They go to lots of birthday parties, and I thought this would be perfect for her for creating some cards. And she's already nabbed a couple of the ones that I have already done, so perfect for that. Okay, let's get started. Right, so I'm using Fluid 100 because, let me just show you that, Fluid 100, because that is a great watercolour paper when you're wanting to move your water around and move your colour around it on the water, because the water doesn't soak into this cardstock. And this is really, really great watercolour paper for that. So I'm using that, Watercolour 100, and I'm using these dies. So I've cut that out, and it is the, there they are, and everything layered around the desk. These dies, aren't they amazing? This is the one I've used, and I've taken it out. Where did I put it? Oh well, you can see that it's missing. That's the one we're using tonight. And all sorts of layers and options and lots of different size circles. Really, really cool. So this, I've cut this out from one of those already. Okay, so, oh, there it is. It was underneath there. This die here. I'm going to use my little pad that comes with the glass mat, and I'm going to pop some inks. You can see I've already popped that one in there before. So say hi, do say hi. I love having you here with me, and don't need much. These are just the re-inkers. Oops, always love to share little ideas with you and things like that, so please say hi and ask any questions that you may have. So that was Petunia Pop, too busy chatting, and this is Peach Pie, and this one is Boho Blue, which sort of, you see, goes sort of a purpley colour, which is lovely. And lastly, have Pool Party, one of my go-tos. Okay, so I'm going to pop that in there. Oops, a bit of colour on it already, that's all right. So I'm using a rather than the brush, because I've got quite a bit of water, I'm using some excess water here. So I'm just going to really give this a good amount of water on it. And I'm going to start off with the blue. So just water it down. I've just dipped it in, and then just plonk it on. That's the best way to put it. If you put it on and you've already caked that with water, it just moves around and colours all by itself. It's just fantastic. So, and if you want to come back and add colour later, it's always best to do it when it's dry. So make sure that's in the, actually I've got my chat thing covered. Oh, hi Anne. Oh, I was thinking, oh, no one's saying hi to me. Hi Anne, have Inky do baby wipe technique. Oh, isn't that amazing, that technique? Oh, so sorry, I'm thinking, oh, no one's saying hi to me, but it was hidden. Hi, Linda. So welcome. Hi, Shani. Lovely to have you guys here. Fantastic. Now, I'm going to do a little bit of, which colour shall I do next? A bit of this is Petunia Pop. So I love, as I say, it turns out different every time. This will be I've got one that I've pre-dried, etc. To use, and of course it'll be completely different to this one, but that's all right. I love the fact that they do come out different. And because I've saturated all that water, you see it just moves all by itself. It's just fantastic. If you don't want it to move that much, you can not put as much water on there, and of course it won't move so much. So I'll just move that around a little bit. Maybe put a little bit of pink up here. And then blue's gone from down there a bit. You don't want to put too much colour on either because it will go brown. You're best to dry it and to come back and add some more. So let me just move that around a little bit. That way. Now I do like to dry it when it's wet, because as you move and dry it, it forms these lines which are really, probably won't do it on this one. A bit of a line there. But see, when it dries, it's just gorgeous. So if you dry it off, then you can go back. You think, I want more blue or I want more pink. You can go back and add those colours, but you do need to dry it first. And another great thing to do too, it's wet under there, but you want to add a bit of water like that. You can then it just gives it another look. You can see how that's drying. I'm just doing that very quickly. We're not using this one because I need a really dry one. I'm going to emboss on here. So it's just so many different things you can do. That just lifts the colour when you do that. And you can add these blotches and things like that. I didn't want them on the one I've done for this one, and I've got a lot more pink in the one I've done, but as you can see, it just turns out the pool party is beautiful. So this is the one that I've done, not as dark. I think it's got more orange and pink, and it's dried a bit lighter, but they do tend to dry a bit lighter than when they're wet, and that's got more oranges and blues. But I probably wouldn't have those splotches for what I was doing today. I wouldn't have wanted them. I just wanted to show you how to do them. And as I say, you can come back in and add some colour. If you wanted to add some more pink in there, and then dry it off again. So always dry it if you want to add the colour once you've done that first round. Otherwise, it just can go a real brown mess, so to speak. So most of you like watercolouring? I do love a bit of watercolouring. Let me get rid of that before I get it on my cardstock. Okay, now we've got this one, and I want to black emboss it. So if you're going to emboss, you've got to really make sure, look at the underside of that, make sure it's dry. So that's hence why I'm not using the other one. It's got to be lovely and dry. Okay, so also use your embossing buddy to make sure that it is very dry. So I'm giving it a good pat. Now you can always wipe emboss, especially on black, if you're using your embossing buddy with the powder. When you've done your embossing, use just an ordinary sort of microfiber cloth like that, and then polish it up, and it really shines up the black, and you can't notice all the white powder, which is fantastic. So I'll do that at the end of this as well. Okay, so let's find the sentiment. And I think I've left the sentiment over here. Hang on one sec. On it. Yeah, hang on one second. I was teaching with this set today, so I forgot to bring it over. It's going to be a birthday one. So Versamarket. Give it a good juice. And I've got the pad underneath. Okay. Whoops, helps to have it up the right way. Okay. Now I like to, especially with these photopolymer stamps, if you pop them down, not confident, but love how these look. So, it is just like that one was really bright, but you do, you know, when you put the ink, you can just add a tiny bit of ink to get a paler color. That was one I just wanted to show you. See as it's drying, all the colors, just beautiful. It's just practice really. But as I say, with these photopolymer ones, I like to hold it down and let the ink or the Versamark soak in. Okay. Let's just hope. I can't see a thing on there, so I'm just hoping it's there. Black is always worry about black. Don't know why. Let's pop that on. Fingers crossed. Oh, yeah. Put one over here. Okay. Okay, my wishing. The wishing is a little bit. Now, I don't know if I've got my putty there. You know your pick-me tool, and you've got the putty on one end. It's if you've got something here like this that's quite delicate and you don't want to use a brush, you can just use your putty, and that is a really good way of picking up some of those extra stray bits that you've got lying around. You just daub it on like that and get rid of all those extra bits. There you go. Okay. And grab your, now a tip I've learnt recently from Jackie, always start underneath and just heat set it a bit so the powder doesn't run everywhere. So start off, and that's sort of warming up the heat tool as well. Whoops, can't see that, can you? Okay. I wanted to use embossing powder, so it really was black. There you go. So that is lovely and black. Now just let it cool a minute so that you don't smudge it. I'll just get the base. So we're going to pop this on this base here. And firstly, I want to show you how to do a dragonfly with, whoops, multiple coloured leaves. Okay, so I'm going to stamp the butterfly, you know what I mean, the dragonfly. I might do it a bit different this time. Instead of at the bottom, which is where I usually put it, I'm going to put it there. Okay, so for the top, I want to have a graduated colour, and so I've got, need that one, I have got lemon lolly. Oh, someone dropped something in it today, I think. That's all right. That's what happens when you have classes, which is absolutely fine. Just added some ink to that one. Okay, so just note that this seems like this looks as though it's up the right way, but it's actually up the other way, if you know what I mean. So I was putting the colour on the wrong. It naturally looks as though that should be the way, but it's not. Let me check that again now. Yep. Okay, so just take your step. So this can be done with daubers, of course, as well. But I'm just tapping on there, and then I'm going to turn it around, and I'm going to tap it on the fresh freesia, and make sure that I take it up to the line of the lemon lolly. And I haven't got it on my mat, but that's all right. And you've stamped with 2 colours there. And then the bottom one is just, so it graduates down to this bottom colour, which is why I like to do it like this. And you have it with 2 colours. I just love how that goes from light down to the fresh freesia. You can tell I've just inked it up. It's quite a nice rich colour. Okay. I always like to close my ink pads. I've had disasters before today. Okay, so let's take this. It'll be dry now, and whoops, give it a wipe down. Get rid of the powder. Okay. I am going to pop this on with dimensionals. That other one was a lot brighter, wasn't it? Probably wouldn't be quite, I wouldn't have put these splotches on it, but I did want to just show you those. Let's grab my favourite thing, the dimensionals. Should I put some more on? Why not? Don't want any saggy bits, is what I always say. Okay. Should have put less, because now you've got to watch me take the backing off. So I'm assuming this will be another one that Amelia will want for her friends. Okay, so let's pop that on there. I've just used on the background the swirly 3D embossing folder, which is like, this is in comparison to the stamp set. That's how big the folder is. It's fantastic. Right, next we have got some dragonflies. I've done some exactly the same as I've just shared with you. I've got 3 there to pop on, and I don't know if you saw a short I did recently with a couple of brayer ideas. I just used the brayer to colour these papers, and some of the shimmery effects as well on top, pearlized enamel. And I always keep my leftover pieces so that I have got some. Oh, thank you, Lena. Hi, Kerry. First time catching you live. Oh, lovely to have you here. Thank you so much for joining. Yes, I always keep, like, I could cut a flower out of there or there or there. So I don't throw, when I create these background pieces for cutting out dies and things, I always hang on to it once I've finished. And I cut out some more flowers. This is using from the Country Birdhouse flowers. And I thought I would just use these for popping on. And you'll be pleased to know that I have already got dimensionals on the back. Okay. Just pull the flowers up a little. Pull the wings up a little. Oh. I didn't take the backing off. It helps, doesn't it? Okay. Oh, it's really good, Anne. It's just, if you don't, I've tried brushes and things before, and it's just, yeah, it's a lot easier with that. If you just joined, I did some black embossing on here, and I had little bits, and I just used this end of this putty to pick up the little extra unwanted bits of embossing powder. Okay, so I'm just going to put a group of 3 flowers there, one up there. Oh, what's stuck on there? Okay, and I thought I would add a couple more of these. So these don't come with a, you can see the difference. I inked up my pad. Don't come with a die, so I actually fussy cut these, so hence why I've pre-done them, so that you didn't have to watch me sitting here watching me do some fussy cutting. I'll turn him around a little bit, and there we go. And I have got, of course, some embellishments. So I thought I'd pop these in here, similar colour. That one. Okay, and then I might add a couple more. Why not? Who doesn't like a bit of bling? There we go. And let's pop the inside in. I tend to stamp and seal if I'm putting white on white. Sometimes I'm finding I can see the glue. I'm probably putting too much on or something, but I can see the lumpy glue underneath. So pop that on. I have got a couple of other cards I will show you. Okay, and that is the card with that watercolor background. So this other one I probably would use something. Oh, good night. Is it very late where you are, Lena? Thanks so much for joining. This one I would use for something brighter, and I probably wouldn't, well, I might add the back depending what I'm using it for. I did this one pale for this one, just to show you can do it dark or light, just adding the different colors. I came back and added a bit of the peach pie in there, and that's what caused the gorgeous line going through there. Okay, so this one is one I taught today. It was just quite straightforward. It was on the beautiful paper that we receive free as demonstrators, and of course it's pink. Absolutely lovely, the fact that it's pink. So you can't buy it, unfortunately, but I just used it because it was so gorgeous. It is just a simple tag with that one. And then this is the third one that I've done with these strips on the background in the sort of blues and pinks. So I hope you like that. I hope it's given you some incentive to, gosh, that's on magnifying, I think. That looks really huge. I don't know if that looks huge to you, but looks really big to me. So I hope that gives, and different ways that you can use it. I've just used it as a circle, but not, you can do a complete background. And yeah, just stamping, doing 2 colors on your stamp to stamp and creating different looks with that. So thank you so much for joining me, and look forward to seeing you next week. Please share with anyone that you think might enjoy learning more about watercolor, and I will see you next week. As I say, thanks so much. Bye.